Right now at 10, a message from local doctors about when you should consider going to the hospital with COVID-19.
Plus, a mountain of physical evidence discussed at length today in the Chandler-Halderson trial. What was found that prosecutors are focusing on.
And an incredible rescue caught on camera as a pilot is pulled from his downed airplane. News 3 Now at 10 starts right now. Thank you for joining us tonight. For a third time since the beginning of the pandemic, we are getting another look inside the UW Hospital COVID ward. It was just last week, all 3 Madison hospitals announced they were at full capacity. And with this latest surge fueled by the Omicron variant, it is really pushing the already short-staffed hospitals to their limits. This as public health says COVID hospitalizations are now at an all-time high in Dane County. It says as of today, 184 people are in our hospitals with COVID-19. The previous high was in November of 2020 when 179 people were hospitalized.
We're often told don't go to the emergency room unless it is an emergency, but how do you know when that is? As COVID cases continue to reach new levels, a growing number of people are driving themselves to emergency rooms for help. Christina Laurie explains why that's not just dangerous, it could be deadly.
As COVID cases continue to climb, more and more people are heading to the ER looking for testing.
I think a lot of it just has to do with the availability or lack thereof.
But if you're worried you might have the Omicron variant, doctors say the emergency room is the last place you should go, not the first. Tonight, the Wisconsin Hospital Association is joining Madison area doctors, urging everyone not to go to the ER for COVID tests.
Our ERs are extremely busy trying to take care of the people who belong in the emergency rooms.
There are several reasons doctors say this is problematic. First, and most notably, hospitals are at capacity. There are almost 0 available beds, and those are for people who will die without treatment.
People who go there thinking they're having a medical emergency, like am I having a stroke? Do I think I'm having a heart attack, right? Those types of things are where we really want our ERs to be appropriately used.
The emergency room is also your most expensive option.
Coming to an emergency department and seeing a physician, that is not free. So getting your test through the emergency department has got to be the most expensive way you can possibly get COVID tested right now.
Testing is available at a number of SSM and UW health facilities, as well as drive-through clinics for free. And finally,
if you come to our waiting room and you sit there for a few hours and you infect someone who is really vulnerable, you may be the proximate cause to their severe illness or even to their death. You are not safe for those people to be around.
And that is why doctors are asking you to think twice before heading to your nearest hospital this winter. In Madison, Christina Laurie, News 3 Now.
If you do have COVID or having trouble breathing and are wondering whether your symptoms are bad enough to require treatment, both doctors recommend you pick up a pulse oximeter, which you can get rather inexpensively on Amazon. Small device you clip on your finger. It shows how much oxygen you're taking in. If the number drops below 88, then you should go to the emergency room for help. And new at 10 tonight, the Madison School Board voting to temporarily reinstate COVID-19 specific leave for Madison School District employees. The district initially ended the practice 3 months ago, but tonight approved 5 days of COVID sick leave and 2 mental health days.
Across the state today, the Department of Health Services says the average daily case count has gone up 150% in the past 2 weeks, now averaging more than 9,000 cases every day. They say 27% of tests are coming back positive. COVID-19 cases have surged almost threefold in the military since just before Christmas. The Defense Department reported just under 5,300 cases among service members on December 22nd. By January 5th, that number reached nearly 14,000. Officials say those numbers reflect what is happening in much of the country. In response, the military is increasing health restrictions on many bases and at the Pentagon. And to try and slow another outbreak inside the Dane County Jail, the National Guard is now testing all of the nearly 600 inmates there. Sheriff Calvin Barrett says there are record high cases at the jail. Nearly 90 of the 597 inmates tested positive last week. The population inside the jail is the highest it has been since the start of the pandemic.
A place we've relied on often throughout the pandemic is quickly becoming the go-to place for help once again. Starting today, the Alliant Energy Center resumed COVID testing. Brad Hamilton spoke with public health officials about what you can expect there.
Public Health hopes the reopening of this testing site after 6 months is going to go a long way in figuring out this COVID issue once again. Public Health hoped to not need to use the Alliant Energy Center for COVID testing again, but Ken Van Horn knows the virus is the one that dictates what happens here.
I don't have a crystal ball. I wish I did, but I think that we'll keep this going for several weeks, if not a few months.
It's the first time since last summer the site is open to testing, but this time with a different setup.
Come on in.
To get tested, you need an appointment and you need to walk in.
I know that people really liked drive-through testing, but it is really, really resource intensive. The amount of staff that we needed to conduct a test compared to a appointment-based park and walk-up is dramatic.
Van Horn says the average wait time to get tested after booking an appointment
Still coming back a little bit.
is 1 to 2 days. However, the testing director feels this site will become more and more efficient thanks to the lab public health partnered with.
They hit the ground running today. From the time they got here until the time they were ready to run their first test was under an hour, and they hadn't even seen the site before.
Nick Fink with Accelerated Labs says the accuracy of this test is very good. It takes them between 48 to 72 hours to get results back, despite a speedy process at Alliant.
People are well under 5-minute wait time as long as they register ahead of time. We can get you in and out of the doors, and we will be increasing the volume of testing here over the next couple days.
The goal for Accelerated Lab and Public Health is to have this site increase the total testing capacity in the county by 12% this week.
Get your results back in 24 to 48 hours.
Testing 500 to 750 people a day. Then they want to expand that percentage next week by 25, testing 1,000 people a day.
The Alliant Energy Center will be open from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. every weekday, and you can find information on how to book on our website at channel3000.com.
Brad Hamilton reporting. Starting Saturday, health insurance companies will have to cover over-the-counter COVID tests. That announcement today coming from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The department says private insurers will be required to pay for 8 tests per month per person, either by covering the cost up front or through a claim reimbursement. The tests also won't be subject to any copays or deductibles.
Immunocompromised Americans can get another COVID vaccine dose. Starting this week, 4th doses will be given to people with immunocompromising diseases who received their booster 5 months ago. So that means immunocompromised people 12 and older who received a booster in August are once again eligible for another round. The Boys and Girls Club of Dane County says it will be distributing 200,000 masks to local students and teachers. Over the weekend, the organization asked for donations, but today the club announced it has received 200,000 N95 masks from the state.
And for all of your local and state coronavirus headlines, news, and developments, be sure to stay up to date with News 3 Now and channel3000.com, or check out our free News 3 Now app. Turning things over to weather now. Another day of some clear skies and sun, but it was bitterly cold out there once again. Let's see what's in store for tonight and the rest of the work week. And for that, we turn to Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti, our certified most accurate forecast. Gary?
Well, it's cold out here on the patio, but there's not much of a breeze, so that's good news. We're not seeing much in the way of bitter cold wind chills. Time lapse from the Platteville Queen Bee Radio Skycam shows the bright sunshine that we had all day today. That continued right up until sunset and even beyond. Doppler track right now, pretty much free of precipitation across Wisconsin. A few light snow showers up in northern Minnesota. High temperatures today didn't even make it to 10 in Madison. 9 was the best we could do. Janesville did top out at 14. A few places over southwestern Wisconsin were at or above 10 degrees. But right now, temperatures are between 5 and 10 below zero north of the Dells. Here in Madison, we're at 2 below zero. We'll probably fall a few more degrees before those temperatures start climbing overnight. But notice the wind chills. They're almost the same as the temperatures because there's very little in the way of a breeze. So by tomorrow morning, we should be back to around 2 below zero here in Madison. Temperatures will climb all day tomorrow. Look for partly sunny skies. High temperature 29 probably occurring just before midnight, and we'll be in the mid to upper 20s by late afternoon. We'll see temperatures in the 30s for a couple of days for Wednesday and Thursday, but some snow is in the forecast for Friday. I'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
We have some incredible video of a rescue tonight, but we need to warn you, it is graphic. We're told the man involved was taken to the hospital and is in stable condition. This happened yesterday in Los Angeles when a pilot crashed onto some railroad tracks as a train was quickly approaching. Well, you can see that speeding train missing them by only a couple of seconds. They say the plane crashed onto the tracks shortly after takeoff. The pilot had some cuts to his face and was complaining about a headache at the scene, but is expected to be all right.
Today in the Chandler Halderson trial, jurors saw the actual saw blades and scissors found in an oil drum near Bart Halderson's remains, as well as an axe and shoes with apparent bloodstains on them. At one point, a deputy described the search of the Halderson home where they found the parents' IDs and phones inside a pair of shoes in the garage. Throughout today, deputies and detectives involved in the investigation testified about the lengthy search in the early days of the case.
When we're done with the tornado search, we'll find everything. And the district attorney looked at me and wondered what tornado search was. And I told them that we will turn the house upside down looking for whatever piece of evidence is in here that would have any value to this case.
In addition to this evidence, investigators say they also have digital evidence like flash drives. And we have an in-depth look at all of the evidence discussed today at channel3000.com. And the trial will continue tomorrow morning. And like we have throughout, we will again be live streaming it. The trial could last more than a week still.
A man who bought Kyle Rittenhouse the rifle he used last summer in Kenosha will not face criminal charges. Dominic was charged for delivering a dangerous weapon to a minor, resulting in death. Instead, he's been given a plea deal to a pair of citations and is expected to pay a fine for the felony count to be dismissed. The judge has accepted this deal. Convicted murderer Robert Durst has died just a few months after beginning his life sentence. The Department of Corrections say he died of natural causes at the age of 78. Durst was a real estate mogul who was convicted in September of shooting and killing his longtime friend Susan Berman. Prosecutors say Durst killed her because she was going to tell investigators he had killed and disposed of the body of his wife, Kathleen Durst, who had been missing since 1982. And continuing coverage tonight following the death of actor Bob Saget. The Orange County Medical Examiner's Office says the autopsy shows there were no signs of drug use or foul play. They say further studies are needed to determine a cause of death, and that could take up to 12 weeks. Saget was found dead in his Orlando hotel room yesterday. He was 65 years old.
And still to come tonight, the 115th Fighter Wing in Madison conducting nighttime training flights again this week. Plus, it's getting to be that time of the year when the IRS says it'll start accepting your tax returns. That's just ahead, coming up.
Growing newscast. News 3 now at 10.
Dirt bike racing action returns. The Arena Cross Nationals. Epic action races into the Alliant Energy Center January 28th and 29th for 2 nights of heart-pumping, throttle-roaring, action-packed two-wheel racing. Get tickets now at the Alliant Energy Center box office or online at arenacrossnationals.com. Two-wheel action on dirt Friday and Saturday, January 28th and 29th. The must-see action of 2022. Let's go racing.
Running a race is a lot like investing. It takes discipline, patience, and time. But most importantly, it takes endurance. Because in order to go the distance, you need to be prepared to get there. At the Burrish Group at UBS, we have a trusted advisor that's ready to go the extra mile with you every step of the way. Call the Burrish Group today.
We love our new home. Lots of windows, great light.
But the birds. They're back.
Yes, I hear them.
Uh-oh. Why are these birds so angry?
At least Geico makes bundling our home and car insurance easy.
We save a lot.
I'm going.
Hurry, hurry!
I know.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical. Entertainment Weekly says Mean Girls isn't a regular musical, it's a cool musical. It's smart, it's funny, it's ferocious, it's
so fetch.
Come see Tina Fey's Mean Girls at Overture Center, January 11th through 16th.
Wait, why don't I know you?
Get your tickets now at overture.org.
You protected our rights, preserved our freedom. You may have even risked your life for us. Now, it's our turn to fight for you. your local Wisconsin emergency, energy, and housing assistance providers, and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund reward the service of our veterans with rental and energy support in their time of crisis. Apply today to get the fresh start you've earned.
A local hospital teams up with Madison schools to give differently abled students a chance to shine. Josh Breider catches up with one of their success stories.
And as temperatures begin to increase, so do the chances for snow. We're going to watch that weekend forecast tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And welcome back. Tax season is nearly upon us. The IRS says it'll start accepting your 2021 federal returns on Monday, January 24th. Filers have until April 18th this year to complete their returns. That's 3 days later than normal. The deadline further extended for tornado and storm victims in Arkansas, Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee, as well as wildfire victims in Colorado. Rolls-Royce and Bentley posting record sales of their ultra-luxury cars last year. In 2021, Rolls-Royce reported it sold its highest number of cars ever. Bentley also posted record sales, selling 31% more cars and SUVs over the year before. Lamborghini's CEO said his company's sales last year were higher than its best year, although they have yet to release their annual report.
All U.S.-based Citigroup employees have to get vaccinated against COVID by the end of this week. According to the New York Times, if not, they will be placed on unpaid leave and fired by the end of the month. The bank announced its new vaccination rules in October. At the time, it said it would assess exemptions on a case-by-case basis. It is unclear how many exemptions, if any, have been made. The Madison Fire Department celebrating the city's 9th ambulance. They say Medic 14's placement at Fire Station 14 on Dairy Drive will increase paramedic level service to the southeast side, help reduce response times, and provide patient transport to local hospitals sooner than before.
Well, you won't be surfing super high internet at some of the biggest airport hubs of the country next week. The FAA restricting the new 5G spectrum at more than 50 airports nationwide. That ban lasts for at least 6 months now due to potential signal interference with aircraft instruments. Experts regard the likelihood of such interference as low. Still, airports including JFK, LAX, and O'Hare in Chicago will enforce a 5G buffer around the property. Other busy airports like Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson, Boston's Logan, and Washington, D.C.'s airports will not restrict 5G. And on Thursday, News 3 Now will take a look at how the Madison area is affected by this problem and when or if 5G coverage will become available, and will it impact air travel here? That's only on News 3 Now on Thursday.
And starting tomorrow night around Truax Field, you may hear or see the F-16 fighter jets taking off or even landing until about 10 o'clock at night. The 115th Fighter Wing will be conducting nighttime training until Thursday night. This training is required for pilots and maintenance personnel to test their overall readiness. Extreme weather is costing the U.S. billions of dollars. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration reports weather disasters have cost the country $750 billion over the past 5 years. NOAA reported 20 weather and climate disasters in 2021 that cost the country at least $1 billion each. In fact, 2021 was the second consecutive year with 20 or more billion-dollar disasters.
And Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joining us now, tracking how things have changed over the last 50 or so years, Gary.
Yeah, actually, I just wanted to dovetail on that story. These are the billion-dollar weather disasters per year. The average is about 7 or 8. You can see 2021 had 20, 2020 had 21 disasters. And we're talking about wildfires, we're talking about tornadoes, hurricanes, flooding events, and you can see the 4 most prosperous years in terms of billion-dollar disasters, basically in the last 10 years or so. That just shows you how the climate is changing. And around here, even though it's bitterly cold out there, you know, our temperatures, even during the winter, have not been as cold as they've been in the past. I mean, we're talking temperatures tonight down to about 5 below zero. We're not seeing those temperatures down to 10, 15, 20 below zero like we would usually see a couple of times a year in the past. And because of that, Madison's average annual temperature has been on the rise. Since 1970, our temperature has risen 3.1 degrees here in Madison. Our average temperature for the entire year is now almost 40, a little bit above 48 degrees, or it used to be about 45 back in 1970. So that just shows you how the climate is changing. 3 things you need to know in the forecast. Again, a bitterly cold night tonight, but without much in the way of a wind chill. The air is calm out there. Tomorrow will be breezy, but those winds will be out of the south, and that'll warm our temperatures up. In fact, temperatures will climb beginning around midnight tonight and going till about midnight tomorrow night. So our high temperature tomorrow will be right before midnight. And then we're watching some snow toward the end of the week. Friday afternoon into early Saturday morning. That's a time period that bears some watching. Doppler track tonight. Nothing really going on other than a couple of snow showers up in northern Minnesota and some lake effect snows downwind from Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. Heavier lake effect snows are occurring in New York State and parts of New England. But future track beginning early on Friday morning shows this weather system coming in from the northwest. It's an Alberta Clipper type of storm system. They usually don't bring a lot of snow with them, but this one will be pretty potent because the air will be a little bit warmer to the south and west, so there'll be a bigger temperature contrast. And by 8 p.m. Friday, there'll be an area of moderate to perhaps even some locally heavy snow across eastern Iowa, maybe southwestern Wisconsin, with light to moderate snow across the rest of southern Wisconsin. That continues into Saturday morning and then probably winds down late Saturday afternoon. The future track computer models, the USGFS computer models, showing the heaviest snow across Minnesota and Iowa, maybe even parts of western Wisconsin. Probably about a 2 to 4 inch snow total here in the Madison area, but heavier amounts out to the west. European computer model, pretty much the same story. Several inches of snow, maybe some 5 or 6 inch amounts toward the Mississippi River. So this bears some watching because as we get into the next couple of days, we may have to put out an alert day for Friday. 29 for the high tomorrow. We'll start out about 6 below zero around midnight and then be up to about 29 by about midnight tomorrow night. And then as we look at the 7 to 10 day forecast, up to 34 on Wednesday. Maybe a couple of flurries or a little freezing drizzle in the morning. Thursday will be quiet, maybe a couple of flurries, and then the accumulating snow potential from Friday afternoon into Saturday morning. Temperatures a little colder for next week and maybe some more light snow from late Wednesday into Thursday of next week.
Wisconsin women's hockey is back in action after a quiet weekend of practice, and tonight they're playing for a greater cause. We have much more coming up in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
What you see is important. How you see is important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopco Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Right now, get 40% off frames with any lens purchase.
Dear Winter, I'm coming. My squad of 16 vehicles with all-wheel drive and four-wheel drive is ready to take you on. Safety's the name of my game. So you better bundle up. Toyota.
Right now, you can get 2.49% APR for 60 months on Toyota's most popular 2022 models. Find yours at Toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hello, I'm Gary Canoldi, inviting News 3 Now viewers to join me on an Alaska and Glacier Bay cruise August 9th through the 21st. We'll discover the cities of Anchorage and Fairbanks and enjoy a guided tour in Denali National Park. We'll also relax on a wonderful 4-night Holiday America Line cruise, including Glacier Bay National Park. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword WISC, to learn more about this tour and to watch a travel show. Or call 888-557-1020 for a free brochure.
Get organized with a Designer's Image wooden closet system at Menards. They are great for hanging clothes and storing accessories. Save big money on Designer's Image wooden closet systems. Whether you need a spot for extra storage or want to add an accent to your living space, Dakota has the shelf for you. Keep your home neat and tidy and save big money on Dakota shelving right now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Prepare to feel good in 2022. Join Planet Fitness now for zero enrollment, $10 a month, extended to January 14th. Enjoy tons of equipment in our clean clubs for zero enrollment.
Zero enrollment?
And $10 a month.
That makes me so happy.
You know what else will make you happy? Blowing off steam in our judgment-free zone.
It's all about the endorphins, baby. What's up?
It's this place, I tell you.
Amen, baby.
Feel Fit-tacular in 2022 for zero enrollment, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends January 14th.
I'm a little old to count down the days, but my ski trip to Cascade Mountain with my cousin each year, so much fun. We used to pretend like we were flying. Now, we really do. My dad and my uncle like that we still ski free. But Noah and I, we just have fun. See you there.
What you see is important. That makes quality eye care important too. Get personalized care from experienced optometrists at Shopko Optical. Better eye care. You'll see. Schedule your comprehensive eye exam at shopko.com or bring in your outside prescription.
This week is a little different for the top-ranked Badgers. Instead of playing over the weekend, the team practiced for its charity exhibition game, Badgers, Blue Golds, and Books. Admission to tonight's game with UW-Eau Claire is a new or gently used children's book, which will be donated to organizations in the Madison area. Now, as for the game, didn't take long for the Badgers to find the back of the net. Caitlin Schneider leads things off just 3 minutes in. That spearheads a 7-goal first period. Badgers go on to win 15-1. They're back in action this weekend when they host St. Thomas. Fresh off a loss to the Hornets, the Bucks have a chance to redeem themselves tonight with a rematch. Giannis locks up the lead just before halftime off a three-pointer, but the Hornets are doing a solid job of defending home court. Up by 2 heading into the final minute, Wes Matthews cleans up Giannis's missed free throw. It's a tie ball game, but LaMelo Ball is quick to change that. He hits the floater to put Charlotte up for good. The Bucks drop their second game in a row, 103-99. To say it's been an impressive week for the Wisconsin men's basketball team would be an understatement. After going 3-0, the Badgers are getting rewarded with a new ranking. The team jumps up 10 spots in the AP Top 25, now ranked 13th. And the impressive 3-game span began at Mackey Arena, where the Badgers took down third-ranked Purdue. They came back home for one, where they beat Iowa. Then they hit the road again, putting away Maryland just last night. And gaining recognition for his play over those 3 games is Johnny Davis. He's this week's Big Ten Co-Player of the Week, as well as the Naismith Trophy Player of the Week. Now, during the Badgers' 3-game stretch, he averaged over 27 points a game with 10 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal, and 1 block. His most productive night coming against Purdue, where he put up a career-high 37 points. Now, as soon as the regular season finale ended in Detroit, the Packers were ready to flip the page on that loss and set their sights on the playoffs. And for the second straight season, the NFC's road to the Super Bowl will run through Green Bay. Except this season, it's going to be different because fans get to pack Lambeau Field as opposed to last year with a limited amount. And that's going to make all the difference.
We've played in some tough environments on the road in the playoffs over the years. And when the crowd is rocking and yelling and standing up, it's tough. I'm really looking forward to having a full crowd, that good old Green Bay weather. It's been an advantage for us for a long time, and I think it'll be an advantage having 78,000 instead of 7,800 like we did last year.
Now, with the regular season in the books, it's official. Former Badger Jonathan Taylor is taking home the NFL's 2021 rushing title. He finished the year with over 1,800 yards off 332 carries with 18 scores. He also finishes over 550 yards ahead of the league's second-ranked rusher, Nick Chubb. The Colts end the season 9-8 after being knocked out of playoff contention by the Jags. We'll be right back.
Morning. Who said that? Whoa, where did that come from? Floating money.
Funny.
Good luck out there.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
From Tina Fey and the creator of Saturday Night Live comes Mean Girls, the hilarious hit Broadway musical.
Why don't I know you?
Come see Tina Fey's Mean Girls at Overture Center, January 11th through 16th. Get your tickets now at overture.org.
So here's what we won't do. We won't let self-doubt win again. Because together, We're working on something more real. Elbows in. With a real plan and coach for real 360 support. That's Anytime Fitness. That's Real AF.
My dog wants a yard.
Love it.
And another dog.
Have you looked at houses yet?
Not yet.
But that's good. I learned from Summit that it's better to start with a pre-approval anyway.
Right. Yeah. You can decide how much you're comfortable paying each month and then back into your price range.
Oh, and start putting the difference between your rent and your future mortgage into savings.
With Summit Credit Union, you might be more ready than you think.
I think it's great. Summit helps people build confidence and knowledge to move forward. It's your money. Own it. Summit Credit Union.
Isn't it great how swinging through Culver's drive-thru marks the unofficial start to family time? How biting into a hot-off-the-grill Butterburger makes worries melt away? And how a fresh frozen custard concrete mixer puts a smile on your face every time? Here, a meal you didn't have to make is a meal made fresh for you. And being greeted with a smile, even beneath a mask, makes all the difference.
There's a reason we put so much care into our food. That reason is you.
Welcome to Delicious.
Hey, lady, when is the baby coming?
Very, very soon.
Dad, what about yours?
You're gonna... Yeah, okay, well...
Channel 3000 Plus. Watch from your streaming media player or mobile device. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Finally tonight, Pepperidge Farms is hoping to boost the appeal of its goldfish crackers for adults. The company is launching a new product called Goldfish Megabites. As the name implies, they are bigger than the regular size crackers. Pepperidge Farm also hopes adults dig its spicier flavors, sharp cheddar and cheddar jalapeno. When they launched in 1962, goldfish were actually marketed as a bar snack to pair with cocktails. Now they're just a great snack to go with sippy cups, Eric.
Yeah, the snack that talks about or smiles back, right? That's
Yes.
the old saying. All right, let's go to Gary. Final check of the forecast.
Well, it's cold out there. View from the Edgewater Skycam looks nice, but take a look at the temperatures. Below zero from Madison northward, just barely above zero south of Dane County. But the good news is the wind chills are the same as the temperatures because there's very little in the way of a breeze out there. Temperatures will be back to about 2 below zero by morning. A high tomorrow of 29. That's probably just before midnight. And then notice around 30 for Thursday and Friday, but some snow from later Friday into Saturday, and then colder next week.
All right, Gary, thank you. And thank you for joining us for News 3 Now at 10.
Do something good, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.